It's minicamp season, and today we're looking at the Houston Texans and getting our first look at Nick Chubb. He's back. We're going to watch him work through some drills, but before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at practice, rookie camp, OTAs, minicamp, training camp, everything in between, even workouts of these players. You want to know about your rookies? You want to know about your new players coming to your team? Those guys coming back from injury? Those guys you're drafting in fantasy football here soon? Click that button so you know what they're looking like in practice, so you got a good idea of what they're doing on the field this season. But we're looking at Nick Chubb. We're back, guys. We're back. We're going to watch these clips, loop them, keep talking ball, minute 37. But it's just good to have him back. So here's the group of the running backs from the beat right there. He is 21. Here's him again, looking studly, looking thick, looking strong as ever. And we covered those workout clips of him squatting the room, him running uphill. Like, he's been putting in that work. Now, last year did not go so hot for him, but we were coming back from that devastating injury. You do have to give him some grace due to that. But you can't deny that this guy's been putting in the work, and he's been putting in the work his whole career. This is a standout player, not just on the field throughout his career, but off the field as well. This is a guy to look up to. This is a guy that has always been exceptional. This is a player that I'm rooting for because it's a comeback story. And it's not like he's not putting in the work. He did. So we're looking at a running. Look at him. Look at him. He's a tank. We went through all those injuries. We're still a tank. We're still a tank. We're probably one of the top squatters on the team still. That's what we're looking at here. Now, we're seeing some pop on the steps still. We got Joe Mixon on the team. Woody Marks is now on the team. We got a deeper backfield compared to previous seasons. What are we going to get out of Nick Chubb? We're just going to be open to it. I would expect, the injury wasn't like that devastating at the end of last season to where it's not going to impact him here in 2025. The one prior we're further removed from that devastating knee injury. So as we get further removed from that, we should start to ramp up even more. But what you're getting from him, good vision, good contact balance, a guy that's going to adapt to the system quickly, obviously hard worker, strong. We're talking about a generational talent coming out of Georgia who had 90th some percentile size adjust athleticism, had Cleveland on his back for a long time, and now we get the opportunity to play with C.J. Stroud in an offense that can be very high-powered. And he's sharing the backfield, so he does not have to be the guy. He can work intermittently in this batch of running backs in this committee and get it done. That's a good thing. Now, if you're looking at this for fantasy football purposes, he's more of a dart throw option, not an asset that you're hitching your wagon to, but you're just spraying and praying. If you're looking at this for Dynasty, I think you already know he's older. He's super cheap. Now you're expecting to see what happens. You're expecting to see what's going on in practice. You're seeing if he can get through training camp unscathed. He's cheap. You can throw some chips on that. We're also in a good offense that could buoy some production. We know we're sharing touches out of the backfield. Mixon's there. So you know what you're getting into here. And if you're rebuilding, you don't want him to accidentally get good and win you some games. So you're looking at him as a chip to sell. If you're rebuilding, if you picked him up for cheap or as a throw-in like weeks earlier, if you're doing that. If you're a win-now team, you're looking at him as a cheap chip that could potentially down the road in season, if attrition hits, could be a guy that you're using. It's not like we haven't seen attrition hit this backfield before. You're looking at Nick Chubb here, and what's the upside? The upside is this offense just booing him forward, getting you a few RB1 weeks. Is that that's the upside if attrition hits. What you're really expecting is a committee here, him working into the offense, him getting some touches, enough to help the Texans, but maybe not enough to help you in fantasy. But if you're really playing late round running back, 0 RB, then that might be a running back you're looking at and hoping and praying for. Really depends on the price. You're also slamming rookie running backs. What does this mean for Woody Marks? I don't think this means much. We're a backup running back with some upside where you need attrition either way with him or without him to see the field. And we need him to develop anyways into the system. And he could be more of a long-term play anyways. And running backs drafted on day 3, usually it's like middle of the season, later in the season, injuries hit. That's when you start to see them emerge. You're not even expecting him to take over the starting job during training camp anyways. That wasn't a real expectation of anybody. So honestly, if stock cools off on Woody Marks and you can get him for even cheaper than what he was, that's cool, because more than likely 2026, 2027, we'll see more opportunities to see a rise in stock or even on the field. Nick Chubb, though, we're celebrating him back. We're celebrating him back on the field. This is a running back that could emerge, that could have a massive bounce back. That's in the cards here. That is in the cards. Because after that knee injury, the foot issue, and everything else, we're back in the gym, and we're back to being an elite squatter in the gym. We're back on the field. We're back running hills. Now, are we going to expect him to be old school Nick Chubb? No, I don't really expect that out of him. But it could happen because he's one of those players that just defies gravity even. Like, he's that type of prospect. Generational prospects, when it comes to their athleticism, will wow you on the back end of their careers more often than not. He could be one of those players. Production-wise, it could be buoyed just because of this offense. But if you're trying to guess what's actually more than likely going to happen, part of the committee, probably going to have some moments this year. And probably will have a few good games. And it could lead to more. And the downside is getting injured again. That's the downside. We're an older running back. We've had our impact throughout our career. We got a lot of muscle on us. That's another thing to look at there. That could impact things. But it's Nick Chubb. I'm rooting for him. The realm of possibilities is pretty vast. It's pretty vast with a talent like this. And considering his recent history and his long-term history, it's pretty vast. It's pretty vast due to the team. That could buoy him, like I've been saying. The recent history could kill his stock. The committee indicates that we're going to get some work on the field, but we don't have to rely on him. It's pretty vast. More than likely, the middle says, hey, we're going to be in the committee. We don't have to rely on him, but it's going to be a great asset to have 2 older stud running backs that can help this team, that can move the football, help us keep moving the chains while helping these other young running backs on the depth chart. That's something to look at. See what's under the hood here in minicamp. It's first practice. Next practice should be tomorrow and the next day. 3 days is for minicamp. That being said, we're about done with our first set of practices, OTAs and minicamp, and then it's another month for training camp. But Nick Chubb's back, guys. Nick Chubb is back. We've been waiting for this. We're excited for it. We've been watching the workout clips, seeing what's going to happen with him. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.